The history of the Vietnam War is long and complex. The participants are often as confused as the terrain and the military manoeuvres on it. But the essence of it and the main principles of it, I believe, are simple.
As a child, I'd spend my Anzac days stood amongst the crowd, scanning the march past for my dad, waving, feeling proud. As I grew older, I longed to understand what it may have been like to represent your country and fight in foreign land. It's difficult to know, as veterans don't often share, what war is really like when you were never there. This year he passed on medals, his dog tags and slouch hat, and shared a few stories of his time in Nui Dat. The US needed an ally, and Australia took the call to halt the Viet Cong advance and the Southern Communist crawl. Menzies introduced conscription, which made the nation tense. People wrestled with the war and whether it made sense. Dad received the letter, and inside it did say, "You've been drafted to fight in Vietnam via Singleton and Shoalwater Bay." Against his father's wishes and with a heavy heart, he went off to become a soldier, for him a change, a chance to make a start. He boarded the HMAS Sydney and waved to family from the bow. Next stop Vietnam and a place they called Bang Tao. On his father's birthday and just starting to relax, the call came out to go on patrol and ward off more attacks. They made it to position and then dug in for the night. Several hours drifted past before VC they did sight. Contact made, machine guns fire, bodies lying still. So this is what they talked about of what it's like to kill. A shallow grave was dug by moving rock and dirt. A family photo uncovered in the pocket of his shirt. 2 children now fatherless in this thing called war. Others forever victims of the events that they just saw. They buried the unknown soldier and patted down the mound, shocked to return later on to see his fist up through the ground. They say that time stands still for no man, and eventually the sun did set, the battle-weary soldier returning now a vet. When he landed back in Australia, for him there were no accolades, no heroes' welcomes, no handshakes or victory parades. Flying home, the hostess said, "You are the lowest of the low. Why did you go and fight that war? You didn't have to go." He returned home to the bush, where few rarely understood, told not to march on Anzac Day, even though he would. In 87 they were welcomed back, for some a bit too late, the personal struggle with the war a burden just too great. For him, Vietnam was a remarkable event, a chance to leave the bush, make friends for life, the chance to represent. Age shall not weary him, but the Parkinson's tries its best. He still lines up for Anzac Day with the medals on his chest. I stand there now amongst the crowd, now knowing so much more about the fight that carries on for all victims of a war. As you line the streets on Anzac Day and watch the veterans pass, think not of the soldier and the battles which were fought, think of the human behind the medals and the lessons that can be taught, lest we forget.
Mom and Dad and Danny saw the passing out parade. The Pakapano, it was a long march from cadets. And the 6th Battalion was next to it, and it was me who drew the card with the Canandra and Shoalwater before we left. And Townsville lined the footpath as we marched down to the quay. This clipping from the paper shows us young and strong and clean. And there's me in my slouch hat and me I said on greens, God help me. I was only 19. From Bang Tao, riding Chinooks to the dust of Nui Dat, I'd been in and out of choppers now for months. And we made out tents, a home VB, and pin-ups on the lockers, and an Agent Orange sunset through the scrub. And can you tell me, doctor, why I still can't get to sleep? At night time's just a jungle dark and a barking M16. And what's this rash that comes and goes? Can you tell me what it means? God help me. That was on